Welcome to Grouper. Grouper is great for turning your class into groups. You can make random groups or smart groupings using student attributes, or you can customize with drag and drop. Okay, so when you split up your class into groups in a particular way, that's called a grouping. Let's go ahead and make one. First, I open a class, then I make sure I'm on the groups view. Aren't my students adorable? Let's start off by making randomized groups. Super easy. I click the group size I want. I'm picking 4 students per group, and I have my randomized groups. Now my class isn't divisible by 4, so Grouper has created 6 groups of 4 and 1 group of 5. Now, maybe instead of making a specific number of students per group, I want to make a specific number of groups. For example, I have 6 tables in my class and I want to have 1 group per table. I click split class, then enter 6, and voila. Now you know what? Totally random groups aren't good enough for me. I want to use some judgment in making my groups. Easy. I could customize my groups with drag and drop. Let's say I don't like that Randolph and Lee are in the same group. So I'm just going to drag Lee into a different group and replace Lee with Alan. I'm also going to take Billy and Tony out of the groups altogether because I know they'll both be absent today. I can even create groups from scratch with drag and drop like this. All right, I am loving these groups. Now let's give them some names. Let's just name this Table 1, and Grouper's AI automatically names the rest of the groups for me. Or maybe I want to name my groups after literary characters or mystical animals, or I'm getting distracted. Let's get back to it. I can give my grouping a title, which will make it easier to find later if I want to reuse it. In fact, Grouper saves all of my groupings automatically. I can find all of the groupings I ever made right here in the Saved tab. Okay, let's go a little deeper down the rabbit hole. Teachers often use the things they know about their students to form effective groups. Maybe you don't want certain students to be in the same group, or you want to create intervention groups based on proficiency level. Or maybe you want to make sure your group has a mix of genders in the same group. Things get really complicated when you try to group kids on multiple factors. Grouper makes that process much more manageable. First, I go to my student list view, and you can see here that I've already added some student attributes that matter to me. If I want to add a new attribute, I could pick one of Grouper's preset attributes, or I can create a custom one, or I could even import a spreadsheet of student data using Grouper's AI data import tool. Let's use Grouper's most popular attribute, do not group with. I'm going to take one of my little angels and select some kids he shouldn't be with. Now when I make a grouping, Frankie won't be grouped with Vanessa or Alan. Now you also see that I've added an attribute for proficiency. I can use that data to instantly create homogeneous or heterogeneous groupings using that attribute. I click this spread button to create groups with a mix of reading levels, or I click this cluster button to create groups with similar levels. I can layer on as many attributes as I like. So I'm going to spread out the boys and the girls, and I'm going to cluster kids at similar proficiency levels. Now, Grouper isn't going to make things 100% to your liking all of the time. So remember, you can always use drag and drop to make any changes you like. We'll wrap up with a few other things to know about groupings. You can lock groups that you don't want to change. Let's say I've created an extra help group with specific students. Then I want to randomly place the other students in groups. I just lock the extra help group, then I click shuffle. Now all my other students have been randomized without messing with my extra help group. Don't like the last thing that you did to your grouping? Just click undo. You could even undo multiple things that you've done or redo them if you change your mind. When you're ready to show your grouping to your students, it's a good idea to go live because that will give a nice clean view. If you change your grouping on your class page, changes will sync in real time in live mode. Also, you can find other nifty tools in live mode that'll make your group work go swimmingly. That's groupings. You could learn more by watching the other videos on this channel. Bye for now, and happy grouping.